Hello and welcome to the On the Slate movie podcast. We are your hosts, Wesley,
Jason,
and Asher.
And on the Slate for today, we're going to be talking about some of the latest movie news, as well as giving you some recommendations for what's coming out soon. So let's get to it. All right, it is now March of 2026, and Jason's laughing about something. It looked like he was going to say something when I started talking.
Nonsense. You can keep going.
Okay, that's what I figured. With all due respect. So anyway, yeah, we've been hanging out all day today, and it's been fun. We recorded the Prince of Egypt deep dive. That was fun. Mm-hmm. Went to go see the movie Goat with
Caleb McLaughlin.
Steph Curry as a giraffe in it.
Well, I ain't even the main character.
And now we're back recording our second of the day.
That's right. He does play the giraffe. Guys, I didn't even register it. I knew he was like associated with the movie, but I read the credits and I was like, Stephen Curry.
Stephen Curry.
And I was like, I don't know if I know a Stephen Curry.
Who's Stephen Curry?
When I first heard about the movie, I thought it was going to be like an autobiography
of Stephen Curry.
Steph Curry. Stefan. No, it's Steph Curry. And well, it wasn't that.
I mean, we'll talk about Goat here in a minute.
Yeah, sorry.
We will be talking about some recent releases. But yeah, just make sure you follow us on all platforms that we're on, which is basically everything at this point.
Tickety talk.
We're on the YouTubes. We're on the Instas.
Hey, we don't have a Twitter.
TikTok. We don't have an X Twitter.
No one has a Twitter.
Because we hate that.
We don't have
website.
Threads either. We don't have that. We
What
could.
is Threads?
It's like Instagram's version of Twitter.
See, yeah, okay.
We don't got that.
I don't even know what Threads is. It's the first time I'm hearing of it.
We don't have a Tumblr.
We do have MySpace, though. So
yeah,
we are older folks. We're not young and spry like.
I literally wasn't old enough to have a MySpace. That's not true.
I mean, we're in our 20s, so I guess that's not really old, but
we're over the hill though. We're like down the hill of.
Apparently,
20s.
I'm so old I don't know what Threads is. Anyway,
or you're just.
Well, you also don't have Instagram, so I guess you wouldn't know because they constantly push it on.
I technically do, but I haven't been on it in years.
So you don't
4
have,
years,
so you
5 years.
So you don't have Instagram.
Which is funny because I tagged us in the Nashville post, and like. I tagged all of us in the photo where we're holding you up.
Yeah. We have baby Wesley.
Anyway, sorry, we're basically wasting your time here at this point. But
we promise we have good
talk
things
about
to say.
how old we are. But yeah, we're excited to get back and talk about some movie news. Should be a quicker episode today. So let's get to it, shall we?
Let's get to it.
So,
do we want to do our shout out first?
Yeah, Asher has a shout out.
Yes. So my shout out is to Cooper Snyder. Shout out Cooper Snyder.
Coops Nye.
Thanks for listening to our podcast, man. We have not met yet, but you know my dad. So also thank you to Dad for telling him about our podcast. Because I think Cooper has done work. He has done some work with my dad. And I think my dad said they were talking about... he said Cooper was telling him about like the relationship that Matt Damon and Ben Affleck have and like what their relationship has been like personally and how that's involved like their work together like in movies. And so my dad was like, I feel like Cooper might like On the Slate. So he told him about us. And so, yeah.
Matt
Shout
Damon
out to Cooper.
And Ben Affleck made a new movie that I didn't like.
Isn't it called
The Rip?
The Rip.
Tell us how it is, Jason.
That was
hey,
loud.
Opa.
Oh, The Rip, dude. I watched it because I was like Mr. Cooper here probably agrees with. They have a cool relationship, Matt Damon and Ben Affleck do. And they've worked together on movies in the past, and they've been like some of the best or better movies I've ever seen.
Started with Good Will Hunting.
And other ones.
It's not about hunting. It's also not about Goodwill. So
well, it's a little bit about Goodwill, yeah.
Well, the donation store.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. But The Rip is none of these things. Okay, so I will admit, I like the twist the Rip has. Although,
More like the twist.
I guess if you're going into it knowing there's going to be a twist, it might be a little obvious. But I didn't know there would be a twist, so it kind of surprised me. But other than that, like, dude, the action is not very good. You would think that Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, two very experienced physical actors, would insist on having better choreography in their movie, but they don't. So there's that. The gunfights in that movie are so jarring and weird. It's like if The Bourne Identity, but if it sucked. Dude, the pacing is bad. The dialogue is really bad. They say some weird, cheesy things, man. I don't know. I was like really disappointed. I don't know. Netflix.
Joe Carnahan.
So part of it is I think is a part of Netflix's thing where they like have to constantly like talk about the plot because people are on their phones or whatever.
That's what Matt Damon said in an interview.
Yeah.
Matt Damon said something that the Netflix producers were saying was like, you have to, when you write your movies, you have to continually talk about the plot.
So that's what they do
in the script.
They
because
literally
people look
like,
at their phones. And
they literally
I
like,
don't like that.
It's like it ruins the dialogue. That's part of why the dialogue sucks so much because they're constantly like, we got a problem or whatever.
Why would
explain? It's not good.
Yeah.
I was so sad, man. I literally like was excited to watch it. I was like, dude, Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, action movie. Action movies are not hard to get right, guys. They're not. I'm a simple man. I can be entertained by simple things, but
yeah, it says it's a group of Miami cops discovers a stash of millions in cash, leading to distrust as outsiders learn about the huge seizure, making them question who to rely on. It's a 6.8 on IMDb. It's a Netflix original, 63 Metacritic, so it's very like mid ratings. Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, Steven Yeun, and Teyana Taylor are in the.
Teyana Taylor's also barely in it. Like, I mean, she's in it, but she's like doesn't get a lot of like screen time. I will say, I think Matt Damon's pretty good in this. I really liked his performance. Ben Affleck is there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I watched another Ben Affleck movie recently, The Accountant. That also was.
There's a second one.
The second one. I watched the second one. That one also isn't good, but Ben Affleck's been disappointing.
He just wanted to take a paycheck. You know?
When I want to take a paycheck, I actually have to try.
No.
Anyways.
Well, that is true. Us simpleton middle class citizens don't get the luxury of phoning in a performance and still getting paid a lot of money for it. That is true. We live in a society. So the biggest movie lately has been Scream 7. Scream 7, which...
Scream 7? I could scream a lot.
I haven't seen any Scream movies, if I'm going to be honest.
Really?
I haven't seen a single one.
Same.
I've seen the first two. And then from there, I was like, that's enough for me.
Well,
what were you going to say?
I was going to say Scream 7 has 5.9 on IMDb, which is bad, and 35 on Metacritic, which is bad. But this has been a box office hit, at least through its first weekend. It kind of fell off the second weekend, but...
So what I think is funny about the Scream franchise is the first Scream movie, if you watch it, it's literally a critique of horror films. Like that is...
Is it like a parody, kind of? Or is it...
It's kind of a parody, but I think when you say parody, you think funny.
It takes itself seriously enough.
It's a serious movie, but it's like it's clearly criticizing the horror film genre. Now, this is like the mid '90s. When did Scream 1 come out? It's like the early to mid '90s or something. So it's critiquing horror films up to that point. You know, up to that point, you had like a lot of cheesy '80s stuff and whatever. But Scream as a franchise is the definition of your cliche like horror franchise these days. That and Halloween, right, are like what you think of like. Because Friday the 13th and stuff, they don't make anything. They haven't made anything recently. But I just think it's really funny that like we're on the 7th. Guys, come on, like if you've seen the first Scream, you could see why it doesn't need sequels. It literally starts and ends in that movie.
And the one chick from Friends is still in all of them.
She is.
What's her name? Courtney Cox.
I don't think she's in all of them. Because there's a few Screams that don't have her.
I feel like in the last like 3 or 4 years, I've seen like a new Scream movies come out every year. And I see the trailers so many times. And she's always in them. But maybe that's just the last couple.
I haven't seen the 3rd through the 7th. I kind of want to see the 7th. just because people are talking about it. But I don't know. I probably won't. There's the one that has the guy from the Boys who plays Huey in The Boys.
I've never.
He's the child of a famous actor. I can't remember his name, man. Oh, he's in Companion. He's the main guy in Companion.
Oh, Jack Quaid.
Jack Quaid. Mm-hmm. There's a stream with Jack Quaid in it that I thought might be interesting.
Is that Dennis Quaid's son?
Yes, it is.
So this one says, when a new Ghostface killer emerges in the town where
New one every
Sidney
year, by the way.
Prescott. What?
I said new one every year, by the way.
Oh, new one every year.
A new Ghostface shows up every time. So it's like that.
Oh, okay.
When a new ghost.
So there's a new Ghostface killer, and Sidney Prescott, who I'm guessing is like one of the legacy characters.
She's the original lady from the first one.
Yeah. Her daughter becomes the next target. So she's, gotta find a way to keep things interesting, I guess.
This is like in real life.
Terrible reviews.
If
so
like
far.
somebody pretended to be Ted Bundy every few years.
That's crazy.
I mean, that's what that is. It's just like that. It's just weird. Like, I don't know. To me, it's odd.
Yeah, I mean, that is odd. I feel like as long as they make money, though, they're going to keep making them. So
you're right, dude. I should sell my soul out for some cash.
Yeah, that's how it goes. Once you get to 7 movies, it's like, all right, can we wrap this up?
Hey, Fast and Furious, man, they're like going on to their 11th or whatever.
Yeah, Fast 11 just got announced.
Oh my goodness,
family.
Honestly,
Anyway.
Furious 7 was, I think, a good.
I like Fast 5.
A good knot. What's that phrase? A good knot. A good bow on.
A good cherry on top.
Yeah, but there's one
They
where you
tied
say
a
a bow. A good knot.
It ties it up real nicely. I don't know.
Yeah, basically that.
So I like Fast 5. I like the first Fast and Furious. I like Tokyo Drift. I like the way Fast 7 ends because of Paul Walker. But
Tears.
I guess I like most of them. No, wait, that's 4 out of 11. Never mind. 4 out of 10. That's not the majority. Anyways,
The math ain't mathin'.
your point stands, Wesley.
Yeah. How much is too much? 7 movies?
Jurassic Park has like what, 9?
I mean, with
No,
Star
7.
Wars, you could argue with the 7th one is when things started going downhill, too. So
Well, people didn't like the second 3.
that is true, but it really started going downhill with the 7th one. Anyway, GOAT is the movie we just watched today, on the day of the recording.
Ooh, that was bad.
So it's a small goat with big dreams gets a once-in-a-lifetime shot to join the pros and play rollerball, a high-intensity, co-ed, full-contact sport dominated by the fastest, fiercest animals in the world. Voices in the movie include Caleb McLaughlin, Gabrielle Union, Stephen Curry, not Stephen Curry, Aaron Pierre, David Harbour, Patton Oswalt, among others. So
Monkey.
we watched it today.
The
Honestly,
the theater was packed.
not really.
I'm just kidding.
Consider packed?
I'm just
About 10 people.
Yeah, I mean, but to be fair, this movie is a couple weeks old. But
I guess that's when did it come out? February?
it came out in
Like the
February.
16th.
I think this is like week 3 of it being out. Or week 4.
Okay.
Oh. So far, it's made $135 million at the box office at the time of recording,
Oh wow.
off a budget of about $80 million. So
Okay.
Whoa.
not too shabby.
Okay.
Hey,
Wow.
animated movies with animals always do well.
Wow.
Always. So yeah, Stephen Curry is the big story here. I mean, he's the producer, obviously one of the greatest basketball players of all time. He,
The goat.
I guess, wanted to make a movie and was a producer and provided his voice as Lenny the giraffe, who, was just a draft on a basketball card. It's exactly what you think it is.
Yep.
But it basically loosely follows kind of like Stephen Curry's story as being a smaller build, undersized player who had to learn how to succeed among guys that were like bigger and taller than him.
Really? Was that kind of the inspiration?
Yeah, although Stephen Curry, honestly,
Curry's
is
not that
pretty
small,
average
dude.
height.
He's
He's kind of average for his
I think
position.
he's like 6'4".
but he seems like he's
6'3".
like skinny. He's small. He looks small. Anyway, I mean, it's a perfectly fine.
Same league that Chris Paul played in, by the way, who's like way smaller than Steph Curry.
Yeah, true. There were some plot points that just made absolutely no sense.
There was a
And
lot
after the
of
movie, I checked it with two other people that I watched it with, Asher and Jason. I was like, "Is it just me, or did that not make sense at all?" And they were like, "Yeah, I mean, I don't understand either."
See, this is like like Wesley usually comes out of a movie like with the question that's usually pretty obvious, but here we agreed.
What you're saying is sometimes I miss easy details. is
Yeah,
what you're
but this
saying.
time we were like, no, dude, you were right.
That's why I have to
literally doesn't
check
make
with
any
them
sense.
before I say anything. And
Weird.
they also affirmed me in not understanding why. I guess I won't spoil it because it's still new, but
yeah.
it's fine. It's like
I wouldn't even say it's fine. It's
something Jason said was like it's Gen Z or Gen.
I said it's Gen Z humor written by millennials.
Yeah, it's like what
Which is not a good
what millennials
combo.
think that kids talk like is like a lot of the humor in the movie. So it was really cringe.
And it
in
also
certain
like
spots.
some of the humor and some of the not dialogue, but like some of the humor and some of the culture references and even like the way characters talked, like some of it even felt dated, you know? And even with like it being named GOAT, like I feel like yeah, it's a term that's been used, but I don't know, almost sometimes kind of feels dated in terms of like how heavy it's been
I
used.
think for like, because you don't follow sports a lot,
No.
but like the quote unquote GOAT debate is like very relevant in sports even today. Like in every
The greatest of all
sport,
time. Yeah.
you're just
Is it always is that phrase always used?
it
that
is. It's pretty
And
relevant.
his character is a goat.
Yeah.
You know, so
Although like
Which I guess
it's
is
like
clever.
and it's also like really relevant in basketball because people are always like talking about LeBron versus Michael Jordan.
which it's funny because Steph Curry isn't even in the GOAT debate. Really. I mean, he's maybe the GOAT point guard debate, but anyway,
You could argue this isn't on the field.
this is not on the court podcast.
On the court.
Ooh.
We could get into some basketball right now, but we won't. This is about movies.
The movie though, it's like not terrible. Like you can laugh. It has some funny moments in it. It's inspirational. It's fun to take your kids to probably,
Inspirational.
but it's not like it's gonna really speak to you like too personally. Probably it'll probably be something that you smile at and you're like, oh,
Unless
that's
you're-
nice.
Unless you're too small to play basketball. This might speak to you really.
I mean, maybe some people it will inspire. I think like younger kids will probably enjoy it.
Shout out Ty Lawson. If you guys know who Ty Lawson is, I won't elaborate, but shout out Ty
Oh,
Lawson.
okay.
There was a young kid in the theater, and like when they were chanting at the end, he was like pumping his fist, and I was like, okay, like this is
Yeah.
cool. You know, he's getting something out of it. But I also think like we just came from watching Prince of Egypt, which is obviously like a family movie, and then you go watch The GOAT, which is obviously a family movie as well, and it's just like the clear difference in
Writing, storytelling.
thematic elements, like how deep they're going to go with these characters is like very apparent.
Yeah. And I feel like they didn't really take full advantage of the animation style that they could have. I don't really remember a whole lot of iconic or like, I mean, I'm sure there were good moments in it, but it didn't seem like this was like a visually striking movie, which is weird because it's
I think it's
something that could have been, but they used the Spider-Verse animation style, but I don't think they really did a whole lot with it.
well, I don't even like watching it. It has some of the frame like skippiness, choppiness that you would associate with Spider-Verse, but I think it actually looked a lot more different than I was anticipating. Maybe that's not my own fault for expecting it to look like a carbon copy, but I think the color palette's really different, which of course it is. But I also think like it doesn't look like it's a comic book. It does have that stuttery, lower frame rate,
Yeah.
part to it, but it's not, I don't think it's as prevalent as it is with the Spider-Verse. And the way the characters are drawn, I think, aren't really like the Spider-Verse. These characters are a lot more smooth and round.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas the Spider-Verse is more harder edges, harder lines, I think, or on the characters. They're more like,
Yeah.
Well, some of the characters, like the horse, he was pretty. I feel like he had a lot of.
But I think that was
rigidity.
But I think that was more like a character, like specifically, like he's like the villain. He's like this huge, imposing, almost machine-like, menacing, kind of impassable wall kind of guy. I think that's part of the visual language there because, like, the Panther or Jet, she's like really smooth and really round and like sleek and agile looking, I guess like a panther would, or even the coach or Mr. Lizard guy. I forget his name at this point. What? Moto. Although he's like spiky, jagged lines, he's also like more rounded. Like I feel like everyone in the Spider-Verse character has like a lot of hard edges, hard lines, like a comic book, as you would outline a character, right?
I see what you're saying.
I think that's not really prevalent here, but I do agree with you. Like Mr. Horseman, the Stallion, or whatever his name is. I don't know.
Mr. Fake Hair.
Yeah.
What was that joke? Like she made a joke about his hair being horse implants.
Well, she referenced another race of horse. Yeah.
Clydesdale.
Yeah, some of it was funny, but overall, I think the movie feels like it's very much of the current generation, and I highly doubt it's going to appeal to people of previous generations or future generations, I guess.
Well, I was going to say, I don't think this will be very memorable. I don't think people are going to like even if you, as a kid, if you're watching it now and you like look back in 10 years, you probably forget it.
Yeah, and it's just not particularly great or clever of a movie. I mean, I do like some of the interesting ideas it has, I guess, with the different elemental themed basketball courts, and like they could have done stuff, but I feel like they didn't really do enough with it. Overall, it just kind of seemed like a really generic underdog story that is going to be widely appealing to a certain degree, but I don't think it's going to really stick with people.
I don't even think it's a good underdog story because the GOAT he's like a prodigy.
Well, I mean, it's like
people overlook him, but he's like,
it's kind of like Mike.
It gets to be like a ridiculous point. It's like, why hasn't this guy been signed to a contract already? He's literally playing one of the best players.
Because he was a medium.
He broke the ankles of the horse dude one-on-one before even being signed. Like,
yeah,
it's like literally like at the beginning of the movie, they don't even let him play on the court that's free to anybody to play on. They're just like, get out of here, scrub.
Yeah,
and it's like, you're telling me he didn't get the chance to 1v1 somebody once ever until the Stallion Man showed up? That's the first time he got to actually play somebody. Like, to me, that's ridiculous. It's a kid's movie, I get it, but like, I think it's not a good underdog story. Is my point.
I think the point of it was like because of his stature and everything, people weren't giving him the chance he deserved, even though as viewers we know he deserved the chance. The way that it was framed on the social media and the way it was framed in this and that, and by his opponent, it was kind of like downplayed. And
I get that, but like,
I think it's fine. I don't think it's like terrible. It's just, it's not going to stick with you.
But I guess if you want to parallel this with Steph Curry's journey, right? People didn't yeah, maybe he's a smaller build. Yeah. People didn't doubt. Like, there's a reason he got drafted, right? It's because he's actually good.
Well, I don't think it's supposed to be a 1-to-1 to Steph Curry's
I get it,
story. It's supposed to...
For a good underdog story, I think there has to be a legitimate reason. Like, you overcoming difficulty doesn't really matter if you were actually like a prodigy, greatest player to ever probably grace the basketball court here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, because that's what this player, like, that's kind of how he's like, is. He's not bad. Like, he's great at the game. He like misses like 2 shots the entire game. And one of them was because his teammate got injured, broke her ankle or whatever. So he got distracted. But
speaking of, one thing that I feel like they could have done that would have helped the story and would have helped me be more invested in the basketball aspect of it, or rollerball, was that...
More basketball, please.
One, yes, more basketball or / rollerball. Like, I would have loved more rollerball and even just like more creative use of the courts and the arenas that they go to. We get that with like the Arctic court and the lava court at the end. I feel like those are the standouts. But then other than that, they just go through so many courts. And I'm like, these are so interesting. Like, let's spend more time here. I want to
live here.
But I feel like I didn't understand the rules of Roarbar. I feel like I didn't understand the rules of Rollerball. So I wasn't able to get fully invested, because I was like, okay, is it just like free for all? Like, is this like street ball? Like, what are the fouls? How are they judging? Like, people are getting kneed in the face. I'm like, what's the difference between that and then, one character getting like injured? Like, what are the rules of Rollerball? I feel like that could have been clarified to help like give more emotional.
Yeah.
And like,
I think we're trying to look at it through a too much of an analytical lens to like what the movie was actually going for ultimately.
Yeah.
You know, which maybe is not maybe that's not fair to us as viewers to like be like, oh, we shouldn't criticize it because that's not what it's trying to be. But at the same time, like I just don't think the movie is really deep enough or detailed enough to really like even care about those criticisms. You know, it's just kind of like,
it's not an excuse. I mean, like Asher said, we literally just watched The Prince of Egypt.
yeah, I think the movie is purely to get some Steph Curry fans to watch a movie and to sell some tickets,
and to sell some Under Armour.
It's not going to permeate
gear.
through generations. As I don't think it's really going to inspire people all that much. You know, maybe if you've got young kids, you might want to turn it on and Netflix at home. But other than that, like, yeah, it's pretty forgettable, I think.
There's also, we can segue on, but I did want to say, like, it also feels like 30 to 40% of the movie is just unhinged, chaotic comedy. And I'm just like, okay, 5 seconds of this joke was okay. But then, like, there's just so much time invested in certain jokes and, like, certain gags and these little almost, like, sub plot points that characters are just, like, being goofy and funny. I'm like, this is so much right now. It's like, what's going on? Like, I asked myself that a couple of times, just like, what's going on right now? Like,
yeah, it definitely is chaotic for sure. So, The Bride, which is a movie based off of The Bride of Frankenstein, written and directed by Maggie Gyllenhaal. 1930s Chicago, Frankenstein asked Dr. Euphonius to help create a companion. They give life to a murdered woman as the bride, sparking romance, police interest, and radical social change. Written and directed by Maggie Gyllenhaal, I think I already said that. Starring Jessie Buckley as the bride and Christian Bale as the monster.
wait, the same lady from Hamnet?
Yes, same lady from Hamnet. Has a 6.1 on IMDb, 55 Metacritic, in its opening weekend here.
I literally loathe that movie because of its trailers.
Yeah, the trailers were not very exciting.
I saw the thumbnail and I was like, I'm gonna pass. This looks kind of creepy.
Really low reviews right now. I'm not really excited to see it. I don't know if I will get around to it, but I like Christian Bale. I like Jessie Buckley, so maybe if I don't have anything else to watch, I'll go see
Christian Bale when he gets to put on a ridiculous amount of makeup and prosthetics. Yes, I'll do it. Sign me up.
So, Wuthering Heights also came out in February. This one was written and directed by Emerald Fennell, who is known for doing Saltburn and Promising Young Woman. This one is a passionate and tumultuous love story set against the backdrop of the Yorkshire moors, exploring the intense and destructive relationship between Heathcliff and Catherine Earnshaw. So this is based off a book, but I hear it's not a very faithful adaptation. I've never read the book nor seen any of the movie adaptations. It has a 6.3 IMDb, 55 Metacritic, basically the same as The Bride. And it has done pretty well in the box office so far, has 205 million worldwide gross off of well, it doesn't list the budget here, but I imagine the budget was not anywhere close to $200 million for this.
Highly unfortunate.
So a box office success, maybe not very popular with viewers though, both critic and fan alike.
Yeah, I heard it was like, it's one thing to deviate from the book, from a book when you're doing an adaptation. I mean, you're going to anyways, right? Like that's unavoidable. But from what I understand, it's like it's completely different from the book to the point where it misses it just misses like the themes that the book were about have nothing to do with the film. Like it's the way I've heard it described, not my own words. The way I've heard it described is like it's literally like teenage fan fiction of the book. So
made by an accomplished director, but yeah, just not a success. So
well, I watched her interview. She was like, "Yeah, I basically came at it, as if." She literally says, "Like I'm just fulfilling the things I wanted to see when I read this as a teenager." That's the director's own words, pretty much verbatim. So,
which is kind of unfortunate because isn't it highly sexual?
The book itself has
the movie.
Oh yes. The movie's very
the
sexual.
movie seems very sexual,
and it changes like I said, it literally changes things. Like it basically erases important things that are relevant to the themes of the book.
Yeah,
So it's like, what's the point of doing an adaptation if you're not going to cover the themes? Like, isn't that the whole point of adapting something is maintaining its themes?
Yeah.
Despite changes, like maybe even modernizing it for audiences or whatever.
Hashtag new Narnia, question mark.
Don't get me
I
started.
don't want to think about
So
it.
yeah, highly unfortunate. I probably won't see it because I'm not a white woman.
That is a fact.
That is a
For those who are only listening and were curious, Jason is not a white woman. He is a white male.
All right.
With some Mexican heritage.
Just a little. Half, actually.
There you go.
Un poquito.
I like tacos and burritos.
I don't think you have to have Mexican heritage to like tacos or burritos.
Believe
calling
me,
me-
I'd be tearing them chips and salsas apart every Sunday after
Yeah,
church.
that's what you said. Chips and salsa hate to see me coming.
All right. Now let's get into some good movies here. Send Help. Sam Raimi, written and directed, or at least directed. Not written. 7.2 IMDb, 75 Metacritic. And box office also doing fairly well. 90 million worldwide, $40 million budget. So,
$90 million.
hey, there you go. You can make some modest profit off of a cheap budget. I thought it was a really entertaining movie overall.
What's the premise?
The premise, let me read it to you.
Trapped
I
on
didn't-
an island.
When
Dun, dun.
an employee and her insufferable boss become stranded on a deserted island, the only survivors of a plane crash, they must overcome past grievances and work together to make it out alive. So
Okay.
it's a very interesting movie. I hear it's actually a little bit derivative. It reminded me a lot of another movie called Triangle of Sadness, if you've seen that. It's very similar premise, but basically not Logan Lerman. It's a guy that looks like him. Dylan O'Brien plays this really terrible boss who's like basically there because he's the son of the guy that used to own it. And he treats his employees like garbage. He helps those who he likes, but if you're not his close buddy, you get cast aside. So basically Rachel McAdams is a super good employee, very smart, who wrote this entire business plan for the whole company. Basically, another employee basically steals her work and presents it to the boss, and she basically gets no credit. So yeah, he's that kind of boss. He's a bad boss, and so they're going to this merger meeting or something. She goes along with him because she was part of the whole thing, and then they get in a plane crash, and the only two survivors are the boss and her. And she's really good at survival skills, and he's not. So basically the roles reverse. And she's in the position that has all the powers. So yeah, it's a very interesting movie, seeing the power dynamic between the two of them, and the performances are great. Sam Raimi's a great director, so it has that tense feeling. It never goes into really horror. There's one scene where it's kind of scary, but other than that, it's kind of just a thriller. But it's entertaining survival stuff. Good performances, and yeah, it's worth your time. It's one of the better movies that's come out so far this year. So
Is it with them trying to survive, what are the outsiding opposing forces? Is it just regular wildlife, or is it more fictional stuff?
there's wildlife,
But it's not things are chasing us type movie.
not really. No.
Okay,
It's just
okay.
they have to figure out how to survive on an island.
Okay, gotcha.
It's less. There is one scene where she goes hunting with a boar, and
that
the boar
sounds
is
cool.
kind of definitely fictionalized a lot.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, it's an entertaining movie. It's a fun popcorn kind of flick, and I think a lot of people are probably going to wait for it to come out on streaming to watch. It'd be a good streaming hit too, I think.
Don't do that. Go to the theater.
Sam Raimi's a good director, and I'm glad that he made this movie. So, yeah.
I dropped the ball, man. I haven't seen I've seen two movies.
I think you
out
would
there
like
this
it.
year.
I think you would like it for sure.
What's crazy is the trailers really made me not want to watch it,
Why?
because I was like, dude, this just sounds like a power fantasy thing. It's I hate my boss. What if we were on an island and I got to hit him over the head with a rock?
That literally is the premise of the movie.
So
but it's entertaining.
Okay. My friend Nathan, shout out Nathan. He was like, dude, you're stupid.
And Rachel McAdams is really good. Really good job.
I like Rachel McAdams.
Is Dylan O'Brien the guy from Maze Runner?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He's also in Saturday Night, which is a lesser seen movie, but he plays Dan Aykroyd.
Ooh.
It's Saturday
Who does
Night.
Dan Aykroyd
And if
play?
you remember the Slaties from a few years ago, I mentioned that movie. It
On-
didn't win an
1 year
award,
ago.
but
It was 1 year ago.
On a tangent, how do you think he did in terms of like portraying Dan Aykroyd?
oh yeah, it was really good. I mean, that movie was a great ensemble cast. I mean, he didn't get a whole lot of lines because there's just so many characters, but yeah,
Because Dan Aykroyd, he has a very memorable presence,
yeah.
and even voice. So
I'm not like a Dan Aykroyd expert, but I think
neither am I.
Another-
I think he did a good job. Like,
Yeah.
Another tangent. Dan Aykroyd sells like vodka or tequila or something in a glass skull.
Is it called
I don't remember what it's called.
Facroid?
No, but I just thought that was really funny.
All right then.
It's just a weird thing.
Any other nuggets of Dan Aykroyd trivia before we move on?
Any more
like-
nuggets of Jason wisdom? Jason knowledge?
It's like the Ghostbusters sell.
Anyways, Crime 101. I just try to get through these. An elusive thief eyeing his final score encounters a disillusioned insurance broker at her own crossroads. As their paths intertwine, a relentless detective trails them, hoping to thwart the multi-million-dollar heist they are planning. So this one has a 7.1 IMDb, 68 Metacritic. Has not really made a lot of money, $58 million off of a $90 million budget. But hey, I think it's an entertaining movie. I think it's not like very fun, but it's
A heist movie that's not fun.
it's like it almost takes itself a little too seriously, I guess. It's a drama, and it feels a little slow, a little long than what it should be. But there are some interesting set pieces in it. I mean, it's not like a movie I was like wanting to sleep through. It's got a lot of different characters and how they all come together around the central plot is pretty interesting. So, I mean, if you've got nothing to see this weekend, maybe consider that.
Please go to the theaters.
Also, Chris Hemsworth, he's a good leading man. There's a lot of really good actors in the movie. Halle Berry's in it. Nick Nolte's in it.
Nick Nolte.
Mark Ruffalo's in it.
Hulk.
So,
No,
yeah,
Mark
Mark Ruffalo, this is probably like the fourth time he's played a cop in something that I can think of. He plays cops in a lot of stuff. Now You See Me. What was the one you mentioned earlier?
Zodiac.
Zodiac. There's like a show on HBO Max, I think, that he's in that just came out where he's a cop. And now this. So maybe he's just a typecast as a cop. So
Hulk.
anyway, it was a decent, interesting heist movie. It was like a thief with a cause, with a code.
Robin Hood?
Anti-hero. Yeah, essentially that's what he is. He steals from the rich. I don't know if he gives to the poor, but at least he steals from the rich.
He'll do the first part.
He is, I mean,
the first part.
I guess he's the poor, right?
He is the poor, right? Yeah. So anyway, the last one I have on here is I Can Only Imagine Part 2.
I can only imagine.
7.5 on IMDb, which is not bad, but 43 Metacritic. It's made $14 million. Didn't really say what the budget was. But
Did they tell us what the budget was? Thing?
I don't remember.
probably wasn't that much. Angel Studios usually doesn't fork out a lot of money for their budgets. But yeah, what did you guys think of the movie? You guys got to see this.
We talked about it, didn't we? Did we talk about it?
We did. Yeah. It's
Guess we'll bring it up again just because it's
yeah.
but
It is. It has a nice.
I didn't like it.
You can go ahead.
No. Yeah, I was just.
He's just trying to interrupt you. Keep going. Asher.
I'm not trying in it. Well, yeah. I can. Anyways,
I wanted to give you the platform because you were like, it seemed like you were itching to get that out.
I just thought it'd be funny if, like, while you were talking, I was just in the background, like, I didn't like it.
Asher, you can't let Jason run over you. You got to just speak your mind.
Yeah. I'm a medium, not a small, Jason.
That's a goat joke if you didn't get it.
The greatest joke of all time.
The greatest. Good job.
Good joke.
Yeah, I think I Can Only Imagine 2 has some really good production value to it.
Okay.
like it looks good and it looks professional in a lot of sense, in a lot of areas. I feel like my favorite character is the character Tim Timmons. I don't remember the actor's name, but I think the actor brings a lot of charisma to the role that I think the movie very much
Desperately needed.
Yeah, like I feel like without this character, the movie would have felt a lot more dry. And yeah, he just brought a lot of charisma that I felt was like very necessary. There is a likeness to him. And yeah, I don't think like the main thematic elements and like the main storylines had a lot of like motivation backing sometimes. Like it's kind of just like, hey, your character is supposed to be like this because that's what we wrote. And so there's just moments where it's like that character is supposed to be that way, but I don't fully understand why. And yeah, and I feel like kind of the main storyline is with Bart and his son. And the whole progression, I feel, has gaps in it. Me being like a son, I feel like there's more to the story of like how this father and son are to be reconciled, you know, like just knowing how things can be in real life. I'm not speaking from like experience or something. I'm just saying like being a son, you know, like you should know what's kind of natural for a father-son story and their progression from basically like butting heads to essentially coming to terms. And so like, it just felt like there were gaps in that, in their progression. And kind of at the end of it, it's like it's kind of like the movie wants you to feel happy about where their stance is in their relationship, but it feels kind of like, I guess, unearned in a sense. Like you feel like something was missing to get to this point. Mm-hmm. But yeah, like with that said though, it was still a cool experience to get to watch it as a pre-screening. For those who didn't know, like we saw it at a conference in Tennessee, and that was like a really special thing to, you know, watch a pre-screening. That was something I'd never been a part of. But yeah, I said it last time, I don't know how many people who aren't believers would like tune into a movie like this. Like if you're not a fan of Mercy Me, and if you're not a Christian, like I feel like it's harder for this movie to, one, market itself to you, but then also to like maybe find a way to resonate. Mm-hmm. So yeah, there's that aspect. But I mean, there are things in it that I feel like anyone can relate to, like some of the medical health issues that some of our characters deal with, some of the family issues our characters deal with. I think those are universal. But still, it's just kind of like told in a lens where it feels like it's still geared towards a Christian audience, and not, hey, let's try to tell this story so that Christians and non-Christians can connect to it and get something substantial out of it.
Yeah. So. Well, at least you guys can say that you got to see a pre-screening.
I know. Yeah.
That's incredible. You guys are amazing. I was there in spirit.
Yeah. But in spirit and in cardboard and paper.
Yes, in spirit and in truth.
We printed out his head, for those who didn't know, so that we could represent the whole podcast since Wesley couldn't go.
We had a cardboard cut out of Wesley.
Yeah.
Well, we do have some movies coming out soon that we can just talk about real quick. First things first, Reminders of a Hymn, March 13th. I think that's like it's not like a Nicholas Sparks. It's that lady that writes books about love and stuff. Colleen Hoover? Is that right?
Is it the lady who did that movie that came out last year that had the kid from The Black Phone in it? Is that trailer we saw where it's like her mom or her dad dies and then but you found out her dad was actually cheating on her mom with like her aunt or something. We saw the trailer like 10 trillion times. I was like, this is boring. Is it that same lady? That same
It's by Colleen Hoover. I don't know if it's the same lady.
I think it is. I think that is.
I think
Colleen
she
Hoover
did It Ends With Us, which is like about domestic abuse with Blake Lively. I think it's the same. I could be wrong. Oh my gosh, we don't know our female novel
maybe if they made
stuff.
maybe,
But
maybe
anyway, it has Micah Monroe who plays that lady in Long Legs. It's the only thing I've seen her in. Yeah. So, and it also has the guy that was in Him last year. Love movie.
Regretting You. Yes, it has Mason Thames in it.
Okay. Regretting You. Reminders
That's
of
the
Him.
one I hope I described it
Ends
right. I
With
was
Us.
just describing it based off of
There's always some sort of like person mentioned.
Pronoun.
Reminders of Him. Regretting You. And It Ends With Us. So it always has to do with some, I don't know. There's some sort of
There's a trend.
it's not like a major pronoun. What do you call them?
Improper.
Improper noun or pronoun.
Has this ever happened before? Where I guess Stephen King, but like where somebody makes a bunch of books that aren't really related to each other, all get adapted into movies. I get, but like Stephen King, that's happened.
Yeah.
Lord of the
Colleen
Rings.
Hoover is like the female Stephen King.
Oh wait, never mind.
That's the most ridiculous thing I've said. Yeah, and for a while there was like the Twilight lady, like every movie
What
book she wrote.
I thought it was just Twilight.
Or maybe it was just Twilight.
You know, 50 Shades of Grey started out as fan fiction of
I do
Twilight.
know that.
That's a funny fact. It's a funny fact.
Here's a movie we're excited about watching: Project Hail Mary,
Let's go.
March 20th. Can't wait to see that with
Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling. There's a cool thing I saw was Christopher Miller, who's one of the directors, said that they didn't use a single green screen shot in the entire movie.
Really?
So, as a sci-fi film, that excites me that there's really a commitment to practical
They actually
effects.
sent him to space.
Yeah, they actually sent him to go save the sun. I'm excited. I'm like all in on this movie.
Yeah.
It's gotten really great buzz for like its pre-screenings. Maybe those are fabricated. I don't know. But Ryan Gosling, I feel like this is a role that really fits him well based off the trailers. Sandra Hüller is also the lady that like is his boss, I guess. And there's an alien confirmed.
Rocky. Alien thing.
Yes.
Raelian.
I wish he was my friend.
I feel like this is going to be one of the most popular movies of the year. I really do. I don't think it's going to make the most money, but I do think it's going to be. We're going to look back on this, and it's probably. I'm predicting that Project Hail Mary will be a top 10 movie of the year for me.
I can see that.
I feel like every year there's a movie that comes out in the spring that, or like just before, like late winter, early spring, that really sticks with me the whole year. I think last year was Sinners. The year before that, it was Dune.
Sinners came out in like May though, didn't it?
Yeah, it was like before the summer. It was not quite summer.
Yeah.
I feel like this was going to be that movie this year.
Remember Mickey 17? I remember thinking like, wow, this is really good. And
Mickey
then
17, I think, made my top 10 last year as well.
well, it fell out of mine.
That was a movie that was just really fun. But yeah, I'm excited Project Hail Mary. I love sci-fi.
I like Ryan Gosling.
I'm excited.
I like Ryan
Yeah.
Gosling.
This is gonna be good.
I think it's going to give us Martian vibes, but it's going to be even
Martian,
funnier.
but cooler.
I told Jason on the way up, like I feel like it also has some Interstellar inspiration.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know if it's going to quite be as like sophisticated as Interstellar in terms of like how self-serious it takes it. But
Not everyone has to be Christopher Nolan.
yeah,
Christopher Nolan.
I do think it'll be a really entertaining movie.
I meant like I think when I say Interstellar inspiration, I think more of like
Saving the world.
they're like the kind of the saving the world aspect, and also their approach to space with like the visual execution of it.
Yeah, and even if the movie's not great in terms of storytelling, which I think it will be, it's still, at least we know it's probably going to look great.
Yeah,
All
and we get
practical,
Ryan
baby.
Gosling being friends with the rock alien. So like,
Yeah, I'm
come on.
here for it. Sign me
Come
up.
on.
Come on.
He's like, I'm not an astronaut.
What's
That's what
funny-
I remember from the first trailer. He's like, I'm not an astronaut.
I've actually read a like 100 pages of the book. I haven't finished it.
Oh, it's based on a book. Every movie's based on a book, guys.
Dude,
That is not
nobody
factual.
cares about your insertions of personal agendas that you have.
Personal
Jason.
agendas. I said that one time.
What
and
is
you were
wrong
like,
with adapting a book to a movie?
There's nothing wrong with it, but I was like, dude, every single movie is adapted
Hey,
from a book.
not
in some
every
way.
Goat was not.
Goat was not.
Goat was.
I think
Maybe the book of Steph's life.
Steph Curry has it. I don't know.
Anyway, Send Help was not.
You get my point. A lot of movies are obviously. I was.
I just pointed
exaggerating.
out many examples.
Obviously, I was
that were
exaggerating.
not, but okay.
Wuthering
But I
Heights,
get it. I get the
Wuthering
sentiment.
Heights,
Original movies.
Regretting You.
Welcome to the On the Slate podcast.
Ready or Not, Here I Come is a movie.
Dude, I didn't even see the first
Is a
one.
movie that is coming out.
Ready or Not? Isn't it like
What
hide
is-
and seek but evil?
Yeah, it's kind of like hide and seek, but it's like, yeah, you instead of,
Getting caught. You
oh,
just-
I see you, I win. It's like, no, I kill you
Oh.
with violence.
No, thank you. Oh my
And it has
goodness.
Elijah Wood is in it in the trailer.
He is actually. That
And
is kinda
I
funny.
like Elijah Wood. We all have a soft spot for Frodo Baggins. So
And the guy from Spy Kids 3.
I feel like,
literally the guy.
is it just me or does Elijah Wood have like the same career path as Tobey Maguire? Like,
In
Tobey
he
Maguire
was in a
been in-
beloved movie franchise when he was younger.
a trilogy.
And then he grows up and just does like weird zany roles when he's like in his 40s. I feel like
Yeah. I can
he's
see
on
what-
this. He's on the
'cause he-
same Tobey Maguire path.
Because he was in The Great Gatsby. He played. He was in that chess movie about the only American like.
Oh,
grand
Tobey
champion.
Maguire.
Tobey Maguire was, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if Elijah Wood was in that.
Tobey
No,
Maguire.
I'm talking about Tobey
No,
Maguire.
or just in any words like or any movies like that. But
Maguire.
I'm saying like beloved franchise as a young 20 something.
yeah, I
and then-
hear you.
In your middle age, you start playing really funny zany roles, and that's what it seems like Elijah Wood is doing here. He also did that with a movie I watched a few years ago. I can't remember the name of it. Was it Final Destination?
Elijah Wood was not in Final
It
Destination.
was like a horror movie,
There was that movie.
and he played like the
you
new
know-
husband of someone's ex-wife. I can't remember.
Do
he
you
was.
bet Vicks-
He did play a priest who was actually an evil priest in that Vin Diesel witch hunter movie.
Oh, really?
What?
Yeah, no, Vin Diesel was like a witch hunter
was
or
he
like
bald in that too?
I'm not sure, but he was some kind of hunter and he was like good. Maybe he was a vampire hunter or something. But Elijah Wood's character was, spoiler alert, he was the priest, and then it turns out he was like the ultimate evil baddie behind all of the stuff that was going on.
I don't know what movie that is, man.
You ever seen Van Helsing
Van Helsing? No, I haven't seen it.
with Hugh Jackman? That movie's a fever dream.
Elijah Wood is coming back as Frodo in the new Hunt for Gollum
Are you
movie.
serious?
So, and guess who came back as his beloved character in a Legacy sequel? Tobey Maguire came back as Spike.
yeah.
I'm telling you, it's the same
Oh,
career path,
snap.
and they both kind of look similar.
Do we know when the search or the
It's
hunt
next
for
year, isn't
Gollum?
I think
Well,
it's
no.
a
Do we know?
2027.
Do we know when it takes place?
It takes place in the 17 years between Frodo finding discovering the ring and actually leaving the Shire. That's when it takes place in the books. How they're going to tie it in the movie when it seems like he leaves like almost immediately, like a few days after Gandalf leaves. I don't know.
Is Ian McKellen not like 100 years old at this point? Bro was old like 25 years ago.
They recast.
Bilbo.
No,
Samwise Gamgee?
they recast Aragorn.
Oh, really?
Well, I'll
Yeah,
hold
it's
it.
not-
I'll
it's
hold
not-
it. I'll hold it.
It's not Vito. It's not
Viggo
Vito
Mortensen?
Mortensen anymore.
Well,
Which-
anyway,
Because but I guess like Gandalf's already old, right? So like, what's an older Gandalf going to be? Like he's already old. But I guess Vito has to be like young. He has to be younger than his last appearance because it takes place years before the end of the trilogy. So it's a shame though. I really liked Vito. I know like it can be a little.
Viggo.
I think some people like
Viggo.
Viggo Mortensen.
Yes, not
I keep
Vito.
saying Vito. I'm sorry.
Vito Corleone.
I'm not trying to hint at my recommendation
Bro doesn't
later.
even know Vigo's name, bro.
I'm literally thinking about The Godfather, right? That's just been on my mind. Vito Corleone. But
Anyway,
sorry. I don't even remember what I was saying.
it's okay. We're way off topic. The last movie which comes out April 1st, April Fool's Day itself, is Super Mario
It's Super
Galaxy.
Mario
Honestly, the trailer kind of makes it look like it's buns. But
Princess
But
Rosalina.
so did the first Super Mario trailer.
But I honestly, low-key, kind of liked the first Super Mario movie.
It's fun.
It wasn't perfect by any means, but it was fun. It looked really great.
I'd be
It's like
100% cool if someone else voiced Mario, though. Sorry, Chris
It's
Pratt.
me, Mario.
My name is Bowser Jr.
I don't know. When I watched
And I'm
the-
here for my father. And I'll be taking him
Right
now.
now.
And I'm like, dude, you don't have to announce that. Just take
You
your
can,
father.
you can just kill Luigi.
I just
Bowser.
want Jack Black to do a sequel to Peaches, the song.
No, please.
I want to
It'll
see
be
another
called-
iconic Jack Black.
The second song will be called "And Cream," Peaches and Cream, like the
or
dessert.
Daisy. Who is it? Rosalina. that's in it?
Rosalina, yeah.
Princess Rosalina, you're coming with
Rosalina.
me.
So we'll see. I mean, we got Chicken Jockey last year. We got Peaches the year before that. So
Mario was 2023.
oh well, whatever.
If anyone is, this is interesting. So I don't know if you guys heard it, but if anyone is a fan of Spider-Verse and is familiar with the Prowler character,
Yes.
there's like a sound that the Prowler's theme makes, and it's like this almost like distorted.
It goes like "Wah!"
Yeah, it's kind of like a distorted. It's like a distortive yell, scream.
like a siren almost.
Yeah, or like it's from some kind of like predator animal. Yeah, pretty much the exact same, maybe a little bit of difference. Sound is like in the trailer when Bowser Jr. shows up, and I'm like, okay, this sound is like super similar to when the Prowler is.
Coincidence?
I think not. Anyway, so if anybody wants to go watch the trailer, like the first trailer that came out for Super Mario Galaxy, and if you're familiar with the Prowler sound, like go give it a listen. You'll hear it.
When are we going to get Super Mario a sunshine? I want to see the water.
Yeah. Super Mario Galaxy could be like a top 3 to 5 movie at the box office this year.
1.3
It would
billion.
be. It
take
could
me
be
to
number
leave it.
one if Doomsday and Spider-Man didn't exist, but both of those movies are coming out. So
Do you think it'll make more than the first Super Mario?
it's hard to say because the first one made a lot of money.
First one made over $1 billion, yeah.
The first one was, I think, made the second most at the box office in 23. I think Barbie outgrossed it
Really?
that year. Yeah, but it wasn't by much. Mario was $1 billion movie, so I wouldn't be surprised if this one was as well. So cool. That's kind of what's coming up ahead in the next month.
And doesn't Hoppers come out this weekend?
Hoppers does come out this weekend. I didn't include it because it was already out. And
Okay.
it was like one of the weird, like it's opening weekend when we're recording.
Yeah, I got
But
you.
yeah, Hoppers, Pixar,
It's out when you're watching this.
don't really have great reliable information on if it's good or not yet. But the
There's
trailer
a-
kind of looked not that exciting to me.
There's a conspiracy theory out there that Disney's intentionally having Pixar make bad movies, so that way they can take all the credit for the good animated movies. I don't know if I made that up. I might have made that up.
I highly doubt that's true because if Pixar
I don't
makes
think
good
it's true
movies
either.
and they make a lot of money, then they'll be fine.
But Pixar probably takes a big cut as opposed to Disney, who just owns their own movies.
I don't know, man.
Never underestimate greed, brother.
I don't. It's somebody somewhere gets money off of every decision they make. So we live in a society.
Don't we do
So
it
yeah,
all?
that's kind of what's coming out in the next month, and yeah, we'll be back next month for the next month of news. But yeah, I guess there's not a whole lot of bussin' news stories other than
Paramount buying Warner
yes.
Brothers.
So the big news story is Paramount Skydance is the one that finally lands a deal with Warner Brothers. There was drama. Netflix had a competitive offer of like $86 billion for the company plus $30 a share. Warner Brothers countered that, tried to do a hostile takeover thing, and they were like, "Oh, we'll give you like $100 billion, but we're only going to do like $27 a share." So they actually ended up liking Netflix's offer better. But then, I guess Warner Brothers opened up. They gave Paramount like a 1 week like a couple weeks ago, they were like, we'll give you 1 week to negotiate a new deal. If we can't get a deal done, it's going to Netflix. So yeah, in that time, they ended up getting, I think they sold for $110 billion plus like $31 a share. So
Wow.
And Paramount's going to go into a load of debt just to be able to buy this. But they said they're going to release like 15 movies a year, which is
just
really,
under the Warner Brothers thing, right?
I think with Warner Brothers and Paramount.
Oh, okay.
And I guess the closest comparable I can think of is when Disney purchased Fox.
Woo.
They actually made less movies after the merger. But
I would say, but like, to be fair, like, it just takes a while to get everything going too, though.
yeah,
so maybe they'll ramp up.
I imagine there'll be a period of time where.
But that's the thing, though. The Fox brand doesn't still exist. I think the Warner Brothers brand is still going to exist.
Yeah, I mean,
Fox does exist. I'm sorry, like Fox channels exist and all that. But like the 20th Century Fox isn't a thing anymore.
So
Wait, what? Really?
Yeah, I think
I wasn't aware of that.
yeah,
I think it's just called Centuries now. By the way.
well, Fox is its own.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah, I'd have to look at the details because I feel like there's very different
I feel like I haven't
subdivisions
seen a
of Fox.
movie.
I mean, there's Fox, the TV channel. There's Fox News. There's Fox Entertainment.
Well, yeah,
there's
but like
20th Century
like,
Fox.
Have you seen 20th Century Fox isn't a thing anymore, though.
I think it still is. I just think it's underneath Disney.
20th
I'm trying to
century
think.
Disney.
Have I seen a movie that shows that at the beginning in a while? Like, I don't know. Also, well, I know they did that before they got bought. They did the weird thing where they don't say 20th century anymore, though, too. They're like,
Fox Searchlight.
yeah, Fox.
Oh yeah, there's so many mergers. I can't even keep up at this point. Anyway,
It hurts my head. I don't want to think about it no more.
I mean, I guess between the two, like, I'm glad Netflix didn't buy it, but then at the same time, it's like, is this
Competition
is
is
this necessary?
good, guys.
You know,
And
the consolidation of media, it's
which
happening.
Which, in a way, just if you think about it, can just open up the door for more independent studios.
But it's hard to get in.
I like your optimism, Asher. I don't know if that will happen.
Well,
but
we did get A24 and then Neon more recently. So these independent studios are cropping up.
Angel Studios has like made more of a prominent footprint
Markiplier
over the
just
years.
literally self-funded a movie and got it in theaters and made money.
that's true. There's hope.
There's not all is lost. In a proper country, our government would step in and be like, "Hey, this is a monopoly. Break it up." But a lot of our congressmen,
Break it up, kids.
A
Break
lot of
it
our
up.
congressmen are in the pockets of Paramount. Believe it or
That
not.
just requires legislation that would allow people to make less money. So people don't want to do that.
Of course.
So anyway,
Never underestimate. me,
we are not politicians here. We are just movie enjoyers that want to see movies in the theaters made with
I cry at night.
love and care.
Cry at night.
So
Thinking about the state of the world.
so anyway,
New single coming out next year by Jason Solomon.
Never. Coming out never.
I would say I think this is the lesser of the two evils. I'd rather have it in Paramount's hands than in
Would you
Netflix's hands.
Would you like Satan himself or Beelzebub?
Would I rather have
What?
Satan or Lucifer? But yeah, I mean, because Netflix obviously, like, they're a streaming service that they don't release films in theaters unless it's like a limited 1 week thing.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to have the normal theatrical run. It makes sense why they wouldn't, because that's their marketplace opponent is
Doesn't make any
theaters.
sense because if they produce their own movies, they'd make the money through the theater.
Yeah. So again, even you're right that would be helpful short term, but I think their whole overall principle is like we want people in their homes watching Netflix. That's what they've committed to.
The internet's going away, guys. It's going to disappear.
Oh yeah.
So
definitely.
Jason's working on
Try
it.
streaming then. You're all going to have to go to the theaters.
You're gonna have to go in line.
Count
at
the
box
days,
office.
internet. Jason is coming.
The internet's not a thing anymore.
Internet hates to see Jason coming. as we upload our podcast to the internet.
He's like everything but on. He's like everything but on the Slate.
On the Slate controlled state media.
Well, folks, I mean, there's not a whole lot of other news.
Oh yeah. What about our recommendations?
Can I share one thing?
Yeah.
But you can go ahead first.
I was just going to say that I'm a big Batman fan, and one of the cinematographers for the Batman Part II released some concept art.
Ooh.
Or it was just like it was like
cityscape stuff.
Cityscape pics with moody color tones.
That's so cool.
So,
is that still
get
coming
the taste
out in
buds going?
2027?
Yeah, 2027, October 1st. I think James Gunn said that they're not going to do 2 Batmans. So I think he's going to want to get this trilogy done before. So we might not see like a DCU Batman until like 2030. Like,
I mean, with the merger, we might not see DCU anything.
So anyway, but a lot of that's just rumors and speculation. So I cannot take accountability.
I like to
anything I say.
I like to create rumors and speculate,
but also absolve myself of any accountability whatsoever. So.
Wesley's research is actually like
I saw it on the internet once.
Jason has multiple anonymous accounts, and he makes sure that Wesley only sees Jason's feeds.
He gets on my feed. He somehow invades my algorithm
on the Slate state control media.
That's crazy. I'm already a victim of my own doing.
Of your own dystopian future.
Anyway, Azure, you were gonna say something.
Yeah, so hold on, I gotta gather myself. Laughter's good. So this one is more of a personal news thing, but you guys know I told you I had the privilege of working on a short film this past fall. Shout out to Seth Dady. Shout out to everyone on the team. He was the director for this short film called Love Hate, and he invited me on, and I had the privilege to be the director of photography for it. And he, what else do I need to say first? Written by Kat Miller. There's so many people involved, and it was just a great team. And Seth and his wife, who was also a part of the short film, Seth and Crystal, they submitted it for its first festival run, and it was called. What was the festival run? It was called Liftoff Global Network. So it was through the Liftoff Global Network. And we found out recently that our film won. It was an audience choice winner. And let me see if there's any more details on it. What did they say about it? Because they kind of gave us a text update when I'm going to make sure I don't butcher. Okay, here's what they said. They said, this is the email that they got. It said, "It's our pleasure to announce that your film Love Hate is an audience choice winner for Liftoff Sessions Volume 1. It said, your film scored very highly with the audiences during the festival, and it's a considerable achievement," which the only way you can get scoring is when people go vote. So you watch the films, and then you vote on what your top 4 favorite ones are. So
it was number 1.
It was the audience choice winner for Volume 1, because I think there's multiple volumes. I'm not quite sure how this festival network works.
You're like, I just record. I shoot the film.
I pressed red button. I stop red button.
I zoom. I unzoom. I move camera left, right, up, down.
I point lens at face. Face smiles, I smile. Face sad, I sad.
I sometimes swap lens out.
But yeah, so it's not out for the general public to watch yet, but just a quick synopsis on it. It's a short film that dives into the messy, unfiltered reality of human depravity, of human struggle, of human voices, and of the often damning amount of shame and guilt that can accompany them. So, yeah, it's basically written from a personal experience that the writer Kat Miller had, like a family experience she had, and just the experience of trying to help someone out of just addiction, guilt, shame, just all this burden that they're carrying. And so it was a really cool project to be a part of, really great people, just a wonderful team. And yeah, so I might have some more news on that in the future to see how the next film festival run goes, if they're doing that. But yeah, so shout out to Seth, Crystal, Kat, Kyle, everyone on the team, and Mello Gusto for the production company, Seth's production company. So
Mello Gusto.
Mello Gusto.
Mello Gusto.
Yeah, so
That's a fun name.
Asher, my guy, our boy.
A man of many talents.
Me and Jason we talk trash about movies, and we don't actually make them. But Asher, he's usually more positive about things in general. But when he criticizes movies, at least he like goes out and like makes his own stuff. So he's the director of photography on this. So he's also the director of photography on our podcast. So
true.
I mean, I don't know if that's an
it needs a lot
position.
of work, but like we're working with the resources we have right now.
Hey, you know,
so don't take it too much to
But
heart.
the bad parts are not because of Asher's shortcomings.
Working with the resources we have, it's like the nicest camera available.
So anyway,
It's mainly with the lighting. I have like ideas that I want to improve on for the lighting and
yeah.
our set. Obviously, you can see our set is
We
different.
didn't- oh, yeah,
we never
we
even
talked
addressed
about
that. But like, yeah, there's like we're still working on set and stuff. We've just had a lot of life transitions, but the good thing is we're still pumping it out.
Do you want us to wear like lamps on our head? That'd be kind of funny
Lamps.
for the lighting. Everybody would be illuminated. Like, you know, like
True.
like a ring hat thing. And like
Asher's trying to find a nice way to tell you that right now.
okay, well, so what about like a pilot light, like a miner's, you know, they have the little thing,
So do we want to do recommendations?
we're not even going to entertain this at all. We're just going to move on. Yes, we are going to do our
I'm
recommendations.
just trying to give ideas, man.
I'm just messaging.
Just to give ideas.
I'm just messing.
Now we can give. You know what? I have a recommendation. I have a recommendation. What if we put lights on it?
That's a terrible recommendation.
That's gonna be Jason's first
Why do
movie.
you think nobody in movies or in podcasts or anything puts lights on their head?
I didn't.
Can
know,
you just see Joe Rogan?
help
I
the
didn't,
lighting.
Like a
I
light.
didn't know that somebody else had to do something before to make it good.
I'm just imagining Jason patenting this device and going around to the biggest podcasters and be like, "Listen, your podcast is going to grow so much if you just wear this."
All it's going to do is just make a glare on the lens of the camera. That's all it's going to do.
Joe Rogan's like, I don't know.
I go to
about
Joe
this.
Rogan. I'm like, your lighting's terrible. Try this.
Well, he's bald, so it's kind of shiny anyway, right?
His head provides a bounce light source. Oh my goodness.
Oh, man. Okay. Anyway, recommendations. We're doing it. Jason, you start us off.
Yeah.
Why not?
Because I already spoiled it. Vito.
Vito Morganson.
What's that movie?
No, so it's The Godfather Part 1 and 2, dude. You have to watch them. You have to watch them both. You can't just watch one of them.
That's what I did. I watched only one.
You need to watch both. The story of Michael Corleone is not complete until you've watched Part 2.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. I guess these movies are pretty I feel like everybody and their mothers have either seen it or seen a parody of it or seen it referenced. Like any mafia related like reference in a movie is likely actually just like referencing The Godfather. And if you haven't seen it and you watch it, you'll be like, dude, I've seen, like, you'll see where that comes from, where all these things come from. Like, offer you can't refuse. Look how they massacred my boy. All these other things. It's just like all these things you hear say, just repeat. That's The Godfather.
I invited you on the day of my father's wedding.
The day of my daughter's wedding.
Or not my father's
My
wedding.
father's wedding.
Bro. Anyway.
So it's so good, dude. I saw the first Godfather when I was in high school, which for reference was like 10 plus years ago. Well, I graduated like 8 years ago, but like when I saw it, I was like 16 or 17. And like at the time, like I watched it just because it was like one of those things you watch when you're just getting into movies and you're like, what's all the good movies? Oh yeah, The Godfather. That's a good movie. And I was like, yeah, it was pretty good. And I never really thought about it again. But Wesley watched it like sometime in like November or something. You watched it late last year.
I watched it last summer or something.
Is that long ago? Well, I watched it because you watched it, even though it was a long time ago. I guess at this point, it was on my mind a lot. And I hadn't seen part 2. So I had time recently because together it's like a almost 5 hour like session to watch both of them. Wow. Because the third movie's like 3 hours long, or the second movie's like 3 hours long. And so I watched them back to back, and I was like, dude, I see why people reference this endlessly. I see why it's parodied and copied and used for one thing or another. It's literally like a defining film for a good reason. That's because it's like, dude, the writing is so good. And the acting too. I mean, every single character in this movie you'll recognize. You'll recognize the actors playing them for almost all of them. And it's because of these two movies. They made these folks household names, I think. Yeah, except for Marlon Brando. He was already really famous when this movie
it's like
came out.
younger versions of James Caan and Robert Duvall. Rest in peace, by the way.
Yeah.
He just passed away.
James Caan.
Robert De Niro,
Al Pacino.
dude.
Well, Robert De Niro's not in the first one.
He's in part 2. But like it's because of this movie that these guys ended up becoming household names. Again, except for Marlon Brando, who was already really popular at the making of this movie.
He was already a household name.
Exactly. So like really great like acting, but like it's really the writing, particularly the story of Michael Corleone, who's you could argue is the main character in both films, although you might say like Vito is kind of the main character of the first film. I would say it's Michael. The story is really about Michael and his like rise to power or fall, depending on how you live. That's what's beautiful about it. You watch the first movie and you could argue like this is the downfall of Michael as a character. Or you could argue it's like the rise or the coming up of it. It just depends on where you're standing, where you're watching it from, I guess, and how you feel about it.
What about behind the TV? If you're standing behind the TV?
Well, then you'd probably only hear it and you'd miss a lot because there's like a lot of scenes without dialogue.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
There's a lot of scenes with like just characters walking and kind of experience. There was like little dialogue.
Were there offers that were refused in the second one?
Yes.
Were there?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
were there any daughters' weddings that people were invited to?
No.
Oh, okay.
But there was a party at the beginning. That's so good that it mirrors, like literally, Michael is like shown through the mirror of Vito between the first movie and then literally in the second movie, as it's a prequel and a sequel at the same time, telling the same story about the same characters, but how they handle things so differently. I feel like I'm rambling. It's just really hard to like grasp all that the movie does that makes it so good. You really just have to watch it, man. Yeah. You have to like watch it to understand like what I'm trying to explain here, because it's just like layer after layer. Like you watch the beginning of the movie and it seems it's really well shot. It's really well acted, like the opening scene of the first film. But it's got at this point in time, 50 years after it's come out, it's a little generic looking almost when it comes to mafia style movies, because it's like something you've seen before. But as the film progresses past that point and it introduces new characters and they kind of introduce these dynamics into the fold, all through like really creative dialogue, that you're building up this world and this family of the Corleones and their kind of role in New York and their role in society and how it's kind of like, in some ways it's a blessing for many folks. Like the first guy who's talking to Vito at the beginning, it's like it's a positive thing, but you also see like it from another perspective, how it's really like a cancer. And it's just like they build on this layer after layer as the movie goes on. And they do that for Michael too. As he kind of transforms into, the Godfather. You know, a lot of people, when they think of the Godfather, they think of Marlon Brando. No, the Godfather is like Michael, and how he becomes the Godfather in the first movie and continues to being the Godfather in the second, and the path he's on. And it's so beautiful, dude. It's like, oh, I don't know. I can't even describe it. It's so good. Everybody should watch it. Everybody should watch it. And then ignore that Family Guy meme where it says it insists upon itself. This is one of the most genuine films I've ever seen. It does not insist upon itself. Everything.
I don't care for The Godfather.
It doesn't insist upon itself. I know what people mean when they say a movie insists upon itself, where it's like too pretentious. Like it's almost self-aware that it's pretentious. This is not that. They weren't trying to impress people back then. They were just making a good story. This is 1971, and it was probably the book was written in like the 40s or the 50s. It's good. It's genuine. Probably like, I don't know, man. It's kind of shaken up my like top movies I've ever seen. It spawned
like the whole, it spawned like all of those, Italian mafia crime movies that came after it. So
yeah, in the 70s and the 80s.
Martin Scorsese.
There's even a reference to it in Megamind.
There's a reference to it in everything, man.
Yeah.
Literally everything references the Godfather.
I'm pretty sure there's like Zootopia references it. Anyway.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Francis Ford Coppola. He's like in his 80s now. He's the one that made him.
But you know what? He can make as many megalopolises as he wants. He gave me The Godfather Parts 1 and 2.
It doesn't mean I have to watch them, though. All of them.
I mean, I've never seen Megalopolis.
It's terrible. Oh, my gosh. Well, Asher, what's your recommendation, buddy?
My recommendation, let me get the year right, because it's an adaptation, but there's...
1982.
So my recommendation is...
Sharknado.
2011.
Sharknado.
I don't really know.
The 2024 French adaptation of The Count of Monte-Cristo.
Oh.
So, man. This is a jam-packed movie. And the book is thick, guys. Like, this is a thick book. So much time passes. So much character development so much character development happens. But to like start off, like this movie is very beautifully shot. Like the cinematography is just so beautiful. The colors are amazing. It's just so pretty. Like the colors feel very rich. And that also goes with like the color grading, the color correcting, the cinematography, the lighting, just like all of that, the framing, just really good to look at and just really pretty. There's almost like an elegance to it, but they're not being pretentious about it. They just want to make it to look good. And yeah, so like just really pretty movie. And I would say like for it being an adaptation, man, like where do I start? It's very ambitious. There's a lot that it tries to cover, and like it just has a lot to build up to, because if anyone's not familiar with the story, it's basically a guy who was wrongfully framed for being associated with Napoleon Bonaparte. And that was like a crime in this time period, and also in like the society he was a part of. But he was not a part of like any connections with Napoleon Bonaparte. So he's then basically sentenced to prison where he's just alone in a cell by himself. And it's just like years are passing. I'm trying to remember. I think it might be like 10 or 15 years until he escapes, because there's a point where he meets someone who's next door to him, but it's because that person has been there longer and has started to dig a tunnel to get out or something like that. So that he befriends this guy this guy teaches him a lot of things. And so then Monte-Cristo eventually escapes, and before he escaped, the guy told him that there's treasure that has been stored away, that he knows where it is, and he gives him the coordinates to go and find it. So he finds this treasure, and he basically uses this money to give himself a fresh start. He goes back into the society he was a part of, just the area, the country, and he's basically developing this full-on revenge plot to get back at who was once his friend, who accused him and framed him, and to also get back at a few other people who were involved. And it's like, it's very, very like engaging. You know, like I don't endorse his revenge plot, but it's like, I think very crucial for his character because of how his character, like where his character ends up at the end of the story. And it's just so interesting to see like his puppet mastery on all of these things. Like he starts to befriend certain people so that he can use them to work in his revenge plot. And like, you see that like he takes it too far, and it's just when it gets to that point, you're like, oh man, like how is this going to work out? You know? And so the characters, like the acting was really good. It was also in French, and I really liked that because it felt more authentic to the story in the source material. So we just put captions on, and it like wasn't a bother for us. I really liked hearing them talk and express all of this emotion in French, you know, like natively. So yeah, like the actors were really good. The tension was really good. I think the ending had a good payoff. It's also been a couple months since I've watched it, so I'm trying to, hopefully that's an accurate statement. But I remember like enjoying it for the most part. There were like a few things. There was like some things that I don't want to ramble, but it was quite like, for being a movie that's trying to take on like a book that just has so much material, it still has really good strengths about it. But then there's also a few weaknesses with it being kind of like trying to take on so much. Mainly I think with timing or pacing, because it kind of like will cut to black at certain moments, almost like you're flipping to the next chapter in a sense. And so it kind of takes some time to get it used to that, you know, like it can kind of seem jarring at first, like, oh, fade to black. Oh, 5 years have passed. Okay, got to get with the program here. But yeah, I think a really well done adaptation of it. And yeah, so the Count of Monte-Cristo 2024 adaptation.
Boom.
Mic drop.
Locked
Mic
in.
drop.
Mine is a TV show. Just came out on HBO Max.
The Night.
Can you let me speak?
Dang.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, you're actually right. A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. It's the latest show in the Game of Thrones universe. It's definitely a lot different than Game of Thrones and
House of the Dragon.
House of the Dragon in tone. So this one is more of a lighthearted comedic kind of take. Dunk is the main character, who's this really big, tall, muscular. They call him a hedge knight, which is basically like a knight that wanders, that doesn't have a home. You just go around and
He trims
town
hedges.
to town, like nomadically, and do knight things like have honor and all of that. Stick
only-
up for the poor.
You can only have honor through being a knight.
So anyway, he was raised as a hedge knight. The show kind of starts his master, like the knight that was. So he was a squire, and then the knight that trained him, basically he dies at the beginning of the show, and he gets knighted himself, and then basically it's his journey after that. What does he do? So he wants to enter this tournament to try and make some money, to try to get his feet underneath him, and gets kind of tangled up in this like whole thing with the Targaryens. There's this little kid named Egg who he learned. Well, I don't want to spoil it, but basically he gets into this whole thing with the Targaryen house. He has his squire Egg, who he wants to train to be his a knight, and take him as a squire. Dunk and Egg are two of like the best characters in the Game of Thrones franchise. In just 6 episodes, the two of them are so likable. They're in great characters. They're very different from each other, but they have great chemistry. One of the episodes, episode 5, is one of the best episodes of TV I've seen in a while. I mean, at least in the Game of Thrones universe, it's one of the best ones. It's incredible.
When did it take place?
Like 100 years, I think, before Game of Thrones.
And House of the Dragon's like a few thousand years, right?
No, I think that one's like 130 years, 120 years before.
Oh, so this is like relatively soon after.
Yeah, so it's kind of soon after. Anyway, I like how it's more of a focused ground level look at, so it feels like a smaller story. It is based off of a like a novella by George R.R. Martin. So, and there's going to be more seasons. I think he has several novellas based off of Dunk and Egg. Sir Duncan the Tall and Egg. Well, I don't want to spoil it because the revealing of who Egg is kind of a big deal. But
Egg the Scrambled.
So anyway, I thought it was an incredible show. It feels different. It feels funny, lighthearted, but it also, when it gets serious, it gets serious. It has one of the best action sequences in Game of Thrones. It's incredible. Episode 5 is awesome. And just 2 of the best characters in the series. So yeah, Night of the Seven Kingdoms. It's a quick watch. It's only 6 episodes, and a lot of the episodes are less than an hour. So
that's it? It's only 6? There's nothing more?
Mm-hmm. Yep, just 6 episodes, and episode 2 is going to come out next year, or season 2 is going to come out next year. So.
Guess I know what I'll be watching one day eventually soon.
Yeah, and again, viewer discretion of eyes. Anything Game of Thrones is viewer discretion of eyes. This one's probably not like as bad, but there are a few times where it's like, yeah, maybe look up the content guide before you watch it if you feel uncomfortable. But anyway, that's our recommendations, boys. It's been a wonderful day hanging out with y'all, doing the podcasts. Our second one of the day. They're not going to come out the same day though in real life. But anyway, this has been the On the Slate Movie Podcast. Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us Instagram, TikTok, Spotify, Apple. Yeah, and we will be back soon in a month. But actually, well, I shouldn't say that because they all get spread out evenly. But
we'll be back soon
in a couple of weeks.
At the next one. So, so this has been On the Slate Movie Podcast. We are your hosts, Wesley,
Jason,
and Asher.
Thank you so much for listening. God bless you. Have a great day.
Peace out.